Hi, my name's Barry Diller, I'm from Paper Graphics. In this video I'm going to show you how to assemble a Decortex roller blind. So before we start, we want to make sure that we have all the component parts that we need. So I'll take you through those now. One top bar, one bottom bar, 3 pieces of fabric locking tape, a roller blind chain, brackets with their end caps, the blind mechanisms, end caps for bottom bar, clear safety clip, and 2 child safety labels. So with all our components ready to go, we're just going to make sure that we have all the tools that we need. We need a mitre block, a hacksaw and a metal file, a fabric hole punch, a good quality stapler if you can lay your hands on one, sharp scissors, and a fabric locking tape guide tool. Now this tool is included with the Decortex blind kit. If you've got all these, then we're ready to go. A list of all the components and the tools are shown in the Decortex step-by-step guide, where you'll also find some guidance on preparing your artwork on page 3. Okay, we're ready to go. I've got our blind that is printed, both sides, and cut to size. So I'm going to roll it up from bottom to top. The reason for this is just having it rolled up makes it a lot easier to work with. And I'm now going to look at fixing our locking tape onto the top of the fabric. I'm taking one of the pieces of the locking tape. What I'm going to do is line the edge of the locking tape up with the edge of the material and just making sure that it's completely parallel. Just put a staple in there to secure it in place. Okay? And then we're going to repeat that all the way along. Don't need to put loads of staples in, just enough to secure the locking tape onto the edge of the fabric. With the last one, trying to get it right to the edge. So that's what we should have. Going to trim off the excess at the end. So I'm now going to fold the material back on itself and just crease it all the way along. So the crease is just the same thickness as the locking tape. Now to fit our blind material to the top bar, we need to insert the locking tape and the material into that channel. And we're going to do that by creating a slight twist in the material with my fingers, and I'm going to line the edge of that material up with the channel and insert it, just slide it in like that. Lay the material flat to the bench and roll the top bar so that the channel is facing down and onto the bench, and then simply slide the material and the bar together. Make sure the edges are lined up, and then again for ease of working, we're just going to roll the material onto the top bar. So that we have our bottom edge ready to work with. So now we've got our roller blind material onto our top bar. We're going to repeat the process with the locking tape and fixing the tape to the bottom edge of the material. Once again, keeping it parallel. Staples at even intervals, not too many, so that's running along. Even tension all the way along the bottom edge fabric. And get as close as you can to the edge with the last one. Okay. If there's any excess, trim that off at the end. I'm okay here. And once again, we're going to crease the material back on itself, just the thickness of our locking tape. As before, we're going to line the material up again to insert into this channel here. Creating that twist, material, line the fabric and the tape together and slide it in. Once again, everything flat to the bench, including our bottom bar with the channel pointing down, and simply sliding it along. If you find it catches, just keep a degree of tension on the end here, all the way until it reaches the end. And there we have our roller blind fixed to our top bar and fixed to our bottom bar. So the next stage is to dress our bottom bar so that the fabric actually wraps round. So I'm actually going to turn the fabric round and pull it tight over the top of the bottom bar. Then, using my locking tape guide tool, I'm going to take the thin end and I'm going to start to feed the material into the channel by pushing it in. Once I've fed the material all the way along the channel, I'm then going to come back and using this edge, I'm going to slide that in so that it actually takes the fabric into the channel, holding it there. Just run it through once before we take our locking tape in. And come back, put it back in. Taking the remaining piece of locking tape and our fabric hole punch, line the punch up the centre of the tape from left to right and punch the hole. The reason we want it in the centre is if it's off centre, when it's fed through the channel, it could snag the material. I'm also just going to round off any pointed edges so that we have no chance of the material snagging with the tape. Taking the guide tool and the brass nub on the end, I'm going to slot the hole that we've punched in the tape over the top. That's down to the bench, and just gently pull the material through into the channel. Feed it all the way through. If you get any resistance, again, don't forget, hold it at the back, stop the material ruching, but this is okay, this is going through nicely. Pulling it through, and out the other side. We're going to trim off the end, and then just push it, feed it in, Same again at this end. And there we have our bottom bar dressed with the fabric, locked in. Take our two end caps and slot them one over each end. Okay, we're ready to assemble our mechanism. So let's assemble the chain mechanism first, but we need to take it apart to get the chain in. So just pinch the end and push. You'll see that it comes apart in 3 pieces. This centre spindle moves in and out, as you can see. So just to stop that moving while you're assembling, just hold your thumb on the back of it. Take your chain and lay it over the teeth so that it sits nicely. Keeping your thumb on the back, and you'll find there's a section here that will completely house the chain. Just lay that over so that the two lock in together. Again, keeping my thumb in place. I'm now going to take the end and line that up with the lug up with the spring and push till they click. And then we have our chain mechanism ready to go. And we're going to insert that into the top bar by lining the channel up with the lug in the bar and just push the two in. For the spring-loaded clip, there isn't any need to line it up. We just simply push it in on the end. And we're ready to hang the blind. If you take a look at the chain mechanism, the centre lug has a notch cut out of it. Now when you hang your blind, it's important to make sure that that notch is facing down. And we have our finished blind ready to hang. Starting with the spring-loaded clip first, and with the chain mechanism making sure that the centre lug is pointing down. Well, that's it. I hope the video has been of use to you. If you have any questions, please contact Paper Graphics at the number on screen now. Thank you.